He is the moderator. There are other moderators on some of the channels, but he is the moderator, and you better not get him upset or he'll use his sword on you. Yes, hello everybody. We are, of course, playing Hearts of Iron 4's Black Ice. I want to say it that way because it is not just Hearts of Iron 4, and it's Black Ice, and it's specifically the one for Hearts of Iron 4. All right. Well, we are trying to take Alexandria with Rommel's somewhat messed up order of battle here. I've gotten some good advice about this. One of the things we have done here is we've moved to high levels of motorization to try to keep supply up. It has also been recommended to see about having a both what do we call this, army and army group commanders, is more technically than corps, that have logistic expert. And I am currently looking through here to artillery expert to see if we have a ready logistics expert that we could promote up, because I don't know if I want to give up Rommel right now as being our commander for sentimental reasons, if nothing else. I do miss, maybe not so greatly, the on-map icons. I do a bit. Tell the truth, I like them, but I don't know what logistics expert looks like right offhand. Okay, well, Rommel combined arms expert, panzer expert, trickster, panzer leader, pour le mérite, military order, Iron Cross, brilliant strategist, as well as the other reason, of course, is that he is a rather good, and Desert Fox, so we have desert movement and attack and whatnot. So those are all very good reasons beyond just sentimentality to not want to remove him from field command. I'm not seeing anybody with logistics expert. Maybe Ritter von Thoma from Spain might have that. No, Mountaineer, Hill Fighter. He's got a great set of capabilities. No. Right, well. Higher command here. Kleist, Panzer Leader, Cavalry Expert. I don't know. And hello, Sophia. How you doing? Good to have you here. And Alexander. Ernst, how's logistics, you think? Okay, perfect timing. Very good. F1 just finished. I'm presuming that is motor racing. Okay, Ernst. Oh, boy. No, which Ernst you're talking about right offhand. I can see if I spot one here. Oh, here, you're just talking here. Okay, Old Guard, Improved HQ. Oh, Logistics Wizard. Okay, so we have him here. I get just this is a generic created general. He has one. Okay, and it looks like a jerry can. Actually, my good friend, well, we're sort of, he did change his name on the forum. I don't know, Eric or Cragman. Maybe Eric Cragman. Maybe we should change that over to. Got me a real jerry can, and is getting me a real flimsy, if you know what those are. And hello, Ari. Did I say Ari? Eric. I meant Eric if I said Ari. How goes the Krieg? Oh, yeah, got to read this better. Not just glance at it. The war, yes. Okay, so we could promote him up. Okay, and man, they added some settings. Oh, yes, they've added a lot. All right, well, we do have the ability to promote, and we will do this. Yes, okay. Now, what we're going to do is come over here, move that to here, then click here, and Ernst, and give him the Field Marshal Commission here. So now we do have a reasonably good team here. Yeah, sorry. You recall. Yeah, no. I was reading things here and speaking, and I think I spoke wrongly. You don't have crags in your room. And I also believe, because you are an actual American, you don't have any deactivated guns in your room. Well, that is, I don't know if you want to call that American privilege or American superiority. We get to have actually functioning firearms. Now, if I lived in Europe, I would probably have a room full of deactivated firearms, but I get to be sort of a American supremacist, or whatever you want to call it. Go, yeah, we get real guns. Yes, we are checking the submarines out. Partially for me, but also partially for you, Arno, and the rest of the audience, checking out our convoys. Oh, we've got, okay, so those are all, they're clearing those out. Right, so, well, we are having 3 divisions retreat here, but I don't think we're in danger of being pushed back out of El Alamein, and with supplies we might be doing better. I want to come over here and look here. How are we doing here? So far, they are also moving supplies down to here, and they do have some escorts. Not enough, but our heavy fighters are taking some losses. Just our existence. Well, it's our wonderful rights. I don't know. I don't know how many I have total. I have a bunch out. Okay, we have 5 submarines here. We'll get a few more going before we send out some. Here. Do you send your long-range naval bombers from France? Not so much at the moment. Because I just don't have fighter protection for them. I am way behind on fighter production for my needs. So, like we've talked about almost every time we play in this, on just how many effing factories I have manufacturing garrison maintenance equipment. And where are they here? And on horse transports. Now we do have even more on trucks, but that really limit my ability to produce fighters here. What's that? 10, 20, 30, 35 factories on fighters right now. And we are, don't think we have a complete deficit of fighters, but if you notice, 155 Heinkel 51Bs. Okay, we do have a few extra 109s, but 73, so we can maybe do a new squadron. Now, we have been taking losses with our long-range fighters. We have 0. That those would be good for some of the escort duties. My big hope, and yes, you can build more naval factories, do more naval stuff. Absolutely, you can do that. But my big hope, and this goes all the way back to playing the old Third Reich game, the board game, which submarine warfare was a box up in the corner. And it was just and it did vary a bit, but it was just a kill-loss sort of attrition ratio with anti-submarine warfare vessels that then would do BR damage if there wasn't enough anti-submarine warfare vessels to protect the convoys. And so it's just sort of an attritional loss. So I really just look at the submarines, maybe a little too much, maybe it's too much my expectations, for at least as Germany here, as simply a doing more damage to the enemy in the sense of them needing to, put resources into production of transport ships and escort vessels compared to what I'm putting into submarines, and just have that as a positive balance in my favor, and we're doing good. I don't really expect more than that. Now, I like the naval bombers. I use the naval bombers. But yeah. All right. Well, Well, and I know you say it would help out a lot, but the question comes down to is, well, are there, because we do see some Italians out here, are there ships out in some of these areas? One, convoys, or are they routing them around? Two, what would the losses be? And I just don't know what the losses would be. And yes, we could test and find out. That is not a entirely bad idea, but I don't know that we're doing that right now. Okay, so let's make an episode here, and I got work to do organizing up my forces, so we will do that. Oh. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745, and the war continues. We have established now Rommel with his own command under Ernst, a fictitious randomly generated general. Oh, let's see, what could we... Ooh, we could go with... Okay. Because we have logistic wizard, supply consumption down. Out of supply penalties enables extra supplies. And we could do this. And I guess we can also do that. So we now have, burning up a lot of our things. So we now have Mr. Logistics Wizard Expert and Logistics Master all in one trait here. So that will help in whenever we're seeing, we could, of course, well, we'll attach him there just as, yeah, burn less supplies. So that will help us, along with, as we have already done, highly motorized up our supplies from there. Now, once we get either whether it becomes Italian or German territory, probably Italian territory, Alexandria, we will get more supplies flowing in. So that will help us out there. We are doing that. But before we start running the clock, okay, let's actually do a little better divisional organization. There we go. I'm going to, I had a couple of other divisions here. Who is this? Okay, it's him. Yeah. That's our infantry divisions for marching towards Georgia. No, not Georgia. Leningrad. So, yeah, you go that way. We'll also, okay, so they're going north. These guys are shifting to here. We've got modal. We're dealing with we'll do select all. Yeah, we're going to go there, so we'll have that better. And we have Schweppenberg's force that's sort of being created up. Polizei division. Okay, where's Schweppenberg? Okay, there he is. Von Thomas force. Yeah, I think. Oh, we're gonna need a lot. We're gonna need a lot of forces. And it's already December. Garrison units. Random division, let's... And if you ask me, no, I do not think I have enough forces to do what I want to do. But we will see how it goes. We will see how it goes when the time comes. Do we have any armored forces down here for Germany? No, it doesn't look like it. Thought I sent some. I guess there's Rommel. Rommel, which has now moved here. Guderian, where's Guderian? Guderian's up north. Right. The Ritter von Thoma is sort of there in the center. Von Manstein is there, and Schweppenberg is going up there. We do not have a good Romanian army. Boy, yeah. Like I say, not good at all. So, convert first light division to 6th Panzer Division, which I think the first light division is down here, so we're not going to do that, because we need him there. The 4th is there. Okay, this gets event. Okay, creates a new template for unit for 5 Panzer Division. Okay, let's do that. I think we can do that. I think I have one Panzer division being trained up now. All right. Let's let the clock move a bit. Yeah, so for this, my big worry is that take away from something in North Africa. Okay. Medium tanks, light fuel refining. Very good. Very good. Okay. Well, okay, 41. Okay, we can do the 88 millimeter gun. Gets us down the road to possible Tiger time, but I don't want to do any of that. Hmm. Hmm. Attack improved. Sniper teams. We'll do this. Hey, Wong Washboard, how you doing? This is black ice. We're having a little bit of an aluminum problem, but not much. And not enough, you can hover over and see, not enough air production capacity. Now, I do think we are, I know I just did this, but I do think we are researching, oh, maybe it's, what national focus we got? Expand the aircraft factories. Yes, that will deal with our lack of air assembly plants. It's 12 more. So that will be very nice. Yeah, this is almost a new game. Not quite. There we go. Tiger chassis finished. What would I do with tigers, though? Okay, so, how are we looking here for equipment? Trucks. Trucks filled up. Trucks, yes, good. Tanks, good. And that. So these guys are going to... Well, no, let's put one to von Thoma. He's a good commander. He could use another proper tank unit. And another one to Schweppenberg, who is up here, who is... We've got a, from here we're moving both towards Moscow and Leningrad, and sort of from here towards Moscow, and from here sort of going down into Ukraine, but I don't know that we have enough armored forces for everything that I want to do. I want another whole 4 of them, and so maybe I should have been building earlier on. Right, okay. Oh, I did the other thing. Yes, that's why I did the other one. Okay, so we have that. We could push to here, barely ahead of schedule, 74 days. We could wait a few days to do that. Or, yeah, we could just come over here, because let's just see. I want to see. I want to see Okay, so Tiger. We can't do Tiger because we don't have that anti-tank gun, nor do we have double torsion bar suspension. Okay, so like I was thinking here, we want to come over here and get our better 88 millimeter gun. See, it has the Tiger turret. And we will also want to do the double torsion bar suspension. And again, those watching live or later on, yeah, I am trying to play to, win the battles and whatnot. But what I'm really doing is playing to figure out things like this new trade economy that's dealing with also, power and factories to convert, um, uh, you know, iron to steel kind of things. Obviously, production here, but things like food and how many um, farms, and we're building a bunch of farms here in the midst of all of this. So those are the types of things we're looking at. Yeah, oh yeah, play to win, absolutely. But I mean, as in win battles tactically, I am concerning myself with that, and partially like, do I have enough divisions to, you know, um, deal with the Soviet Union as part of that non-aggression pact with the Reformed Republic of China. Okay, we'll do that. I have no intention of losing trains to logistics strikes. Okay, yeah. Is called Panama in as we've got Panama as our enemy now. Okay, so we are doing it fair at best. No, it's too risky. We're not doing any arms sales. Right, so they are above us, winning the air fight here. So um, let's come here. Let's do this. I did notice we had some extra fighters here, so that will give us 50. And these guys are going to come here. They're going to go after air superiority first and try to win the air superiority war here. Getting more factories. I do have. Oh, I want to move you up to the coast there. We do have some divisions here just in case the Allies get a little too frisky and decide to invade. We'll have some protection, not much, but some. Well, since we don't have any armored forces down here, let's move another couple of German infantry divisions that way. And let's move you this way. Yes, we've got some captured fighters. That's quite true, Arno. Okay, so it was construction here. I believe this one we just got. So all buildings, construction speed, civilian factory construction speed, which I presume those are stackable, but military slows down. Now over here, naval base railway construction speed, we will increase. Now we are, well, let's take a quick look. Is there anything that's tan that we could activate? No. Okay. Well, I think heavy transport trucks. That looks good, I think. Because that will be useful for logistics here. Why not do either use or sell your captured aircraft? Because they will fill in for attritional losses at points. So, although I'm trying to keep most of my forces... Oh, okay. We have the Italians attacking. That is a good move. So let's... What is... I want to see the order of battle here. Okay, that is a very, very weak force. Let's see what the 7th... I think the 7th is, yeah, much better. So you got to really sort of pay attention beyond just what that is. And let's send in this motorized infantry division to help here. Oh, non-aggression pact with the Siamese Empire. Okay. Yeah, let's go with more submarines. No, I think we just want. Let's do this class. Do that. Give them any extra that we may get. Yeah, we have the chassis, but we don't have the proper full tank to work on. Again, this should not be taking up engine resources. Well, we're taking some, inflicting some losses, I should say. U.S. submarines in the area, that's concerning. Not against the idea of trying to sell. Oh, okay, so we've moved down into here. We're defending against the attacks. So what we're going to do here is see about making an attack on them as a counterattack. And let's see if we can... No, control. We don't want to we want to... Here, oh. Manchukuo, yes, Henry Puyi. Tragic figure. Okay, now something other than using up... Well, let's do just plain old-fashioned rifles. Using up engine resources. The aircraft upgrade. Well, they're throwing in a lot of counterattacking forces. Yeah, do the torsion bar, but what else can we do here? Let's upgrade our light artillery. Field support. All right. Hello, Flexible Forever. How you doing? What tanks do we have? Well, we can take a quick look at that here in just a moment. Air operational doctrines or aircraft models. Well, we are just now into 42, so we could do these. Key point bombing. We have a bunch of extra resource here. So, let's do this. We'll spend the extra resource. Well, we can see we have in reserve here, we got Panzer IV-As and we're producing Panzer IV-Fs. We've got A's and J's here for our medium tanks. A lot of light tank varieties here. Panzer 1s and 2s and whatnot. And for our quote-unquote cavalry tanks. Mostly these are in reserve 35 and 38 team type models. In units like here, we've got Panzer IIIAs and some Panzer IVAs and Fs, some 38Ts, sort of a nice sort of mixture kind of thing. The light division here, just Panzer 1s and 2s, that unit, Panzer 4th Panzer Division here. We've got just light tanks here, so yeah, not the greatest military force by any means. So far we're holding down here, and we look like we're successfully pushing up here. One of our units has lost organization. Okay, we've gotten newer, better long-range fighters. Would do even newer, better long-range fighters. So let's do that. Now, I think we will come. We will, yeah, come in and let's. I don't want to create a new production line. I want to update a current one here to the F, from the E to the F. Well, light and medium. We have some Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs. Push in there while I know you're not very well organized, but push, push, push while we can. Okay, and you also push while we can. I don't know that we're going to win there, but oh, you're being pushed back. Okay. Expand the aircraft factories. Very, very good. Right. Okay. Panzer infantry, aerodoctrines, experienced division artilleries. Those trooping, we don't control any of the East, artillery corps. These would all have helped research, but we sort of bypassed some of those. I'm just looking to see if there's anything really worth pushing down here for. Not really. Well, expand that. Research slot. German-Soviet treaty was signed. Okay, but would get us a little bit of artillery foundry and a tank assembly plant. Not bad. Well, you know, I think we want to take this 60 days here and prepare for a long war as opposed to kicking the door. So we're going to start preparing for a long war. That will actually hurt our production a bit. Now we can look here. We now have, oh, we don't, well, I think we give it a little minute or two. Engine capacity hopefully will help. Come up here, I hope. More factories. We're definitely increasing our food. Okay, so for our steel problem, we have so far used approximately half of our steel making capacity here. So that but that shifts factories or refineries over to doing this. So yeah, and for our aluminum, well, let's do that. Okay, now let's see. Insufficient resources. Airport. I would have thought all. Well, maybe there's an event that I have to trigger. I don't know. Probably not. But I would have thought those 12 aircraft factories would have been enough to help with things. Okay, here. Unite the people under our government. More than 30 stability. Okay, yeah, let's do this to deal with some of. What do you think would Germany in World War II won if they made defenses instead of attacking Russia and focused on attacking Britain? Interesting question. You know, if you didn't attack Russia, and you focused on Britain, would one question would and I don't have a for sure answer, but we could go, would Russia have not, or USSR, have not attacked Germany? You know, would they now? I would say no. Why? And it's an interesting question. Why does the U.S. get into World War II? And that's also another good question. Why does the U.S. get into it? One, we definitely have FDR for very good reasons wanting to get us into the war. But we also have Japan attacking the United States. In the Philippines, in U.S. territory of Guam, which is, let's see what Guam is, one of these islands out here. U.S. territory of Guam, as well as, of course, Pearl Harbor. Once you do that, you get U.S. into World War II. Now, could it have been a pure Pacific War? Possibly for the U.S., but obviously Hitler declares war on the United States. And, well, what if he didn't? Well, yeah, okay, what if he didn't? And then you had, you've already had at least one attack, even before Pearl Harbor, on U.S. ships out here. Not out here, but out here that we were doing the neutrality patrols, you know, saying, don't torpedo us in our area here, and so just stay out. They had already attacked one American destroyer, which is an act of war, but we didn't declare war over that because we knew we were being provocative and that we were, you know, out in international waters playing naval war games, you know, with and you know, confronting German submarines. So you know, we knew we were playing with fire, but still roughly in our backyard, not in our own territorial waters or something, but in our own backyard. So yeah, it very easily that FDR could engineer enough of a casus belli, you know, reason for war, to get the United States Senate to readily declare war on Germany. Now, I have contended that had Germany and Italy secured the Mediterranean and had defeated the Soviet Union early enough and quick enough that Germany could maintain enough strength, and we're taking nuclear weapons off the table for the moment, maintained enough strength here to confront any D-Day landings sufficiently enough and control the air power sufficiently enough, even though the U.S. could outproduce Germany. And they could. But if Russia still exists and Russia's strong, even though you're at peace, well, what's going to happen once the U.S. is in the war? Okay, what's going to happen? Well, the U.S. is going to be in that war, and it's going to be fighting Germany. It's going to be bombing the hell out of Germany. Russia, Soviet Union, whatever you want to call it, may or may not decide to join the war, and we definitely have good reason to believe that they very well might have tried to take over Finland, know that Nazism, if it long-term stands, is going to one day go to war with the Soviet Union because Nazism wants to move east. Hitler's clearly said that. So they know that the Soviet Union is, or no, to the Soviet Union, National Socialist Germany is a existential, will it exist or not, threat, not just where the border is going to be or something like that. So they know it's a threat. So they very well might attack, once you've, because there was very real effort to reorganize after the failure of the Winter War, to reorganize the Soviet Army, to continue to have the Soviet Army organized on an offensive basis, not just a defensive basis, so that once they got that reorganized, and there's real discussion, I don't know how seriously I would take it, but there's real discussion that the Soviets were planning on getting ready to attack like in 1942. I don't go so far as to say that I think there's solid evidence of that. They may have, and that's before, Pearl Harbor. So they might decide to attack. But even if they don't decide to attack, I think at some point, once the U.S. is in the war, once the U.S. is fighting hard, B-17 bombers are bombing the hell out of Germany, and there's fighting somewhere in North Africa, or Northern Africa, maybe down in Suez or out here in, Morocco or whatever, even if the Italians are, have taken Malta, have taken, or somehow taken Gibraltar or whatever. The U.S. might even ignore Spanish neutrality and declare, invade Spain, not to conquer it, but to liberate it and, use that as a second front, a place to get in. And the U.S. would have been, quite possibly, because they did, I don't know if you guys know this, but the U.S. take over the Azores. I mean, right now it's showing as state owner, I'm seeing it as Britain, but it was the U.S., while it was still Portuguese territory, they just took it over. They left the Portuguese administration, Portuguese police officer continued doing his job. There was just now, some U.S. bases with, and they just literally came in and took it over and didn't have to fire a shot, informed them, but it was it was a non-opposed military invasion that the U.S. did, and it wasn't trying to own, the Azores long term, but it wanted, air and naval bases to fight the submarines. So we ignored, international law or whatever, or Portugal wanted to go to war with us. Well, screw you, we're going to go to war with you. And of course, Portugal did not want to go to war. So, and you remember Salazar, the dictator of Portugal, was, I would consider, a nationalist, not a fascist. I mean, hey everyone, we have, and I say we because it is mine, but there's a bunch of us participating there. We have a Discord channel. I think there's links around to it. You all should check that out. Friday evenings in Europe, afternoons in America here, we have movie night. And we put on our show what I consider important movies that some people have not within our community have not seen before, and generally good movies. But we did do a rewatch because of Helldivers out there of uh, Starship Troopers, which people think is a movie about fascists, and Paul Verhoeven, who is a communist, thought was fascism. But when you think libertarianism is fascism, well, so the leftists call everything fascist, and they don't even, and there's like videos of some recent videos of some young woman going, well, I don't know what fascism is. I can't define it. I don't know. They're just being fascists. They don't even know. They just call the opposition fascist. So I really take Salazar to be a nationalist, which, yes, an authoritarian, but he was also he goes to the level of writing a book. He actually writes a book in the 1930s, going after the Nuremberg laws, and is an anti-Hitler book. So you have the authoritarian dictator of I'm saying Lisbon, but of Portugal here, who writes an anti-Hitler book. Okay, he's no fan of Hitler. Now he works and pushes very hard. Not that Franco is disagreeing, but trying to keep the World War II out of the Iberian Peninsula. He does not want it here. But I don't know that whatever he may or may not do. But if America showed up with enough divisions landing in Portugal, I don't think Portugal would fight them. Portugal, I believe, at one point. Thank you, Arno, for putting the Discord server links up. So you guys can join us and become part of our community. And it is a community. I mean, there's people on it more often than I am. But we hang out together and do things and play games together. And you can find, opponents to play, Hearts of Iron against or whatever, or other games. Like Helldiver, they play as cooperative there a lot currently. But I think it was one estimation that was done during World War II that Portugal figured that it had 4 days of ammunition. I think it was, but it was definitely less than 10 days. So they could fight a war for 4 days, and we're talking, burning up machine gun ammunition, artillery ammunition, whatever. Now, of course, Portugal does have, colonies down here in Angola and Mozambique and Guinea-Bissau, up, little places up here, and of course Macau and Goa and whatnot. And so, yeah, these guys, they're, anti-bandit patrol and whatnot, and they got some ammo and can fight for a while. But, at home, proper modern day combat, they've got like 4 days of fighting, and then they're done. Because they just don't have enough, and they just don't have much ammunition production, because you can shoot artillery rounds very fast. So had the U.S. landed here, I don't think Portugal is going to fight an American landing. Now, if it's just 25, Marines or sailors or soldiers, they probably would. So it needs to be strong enough landing. Whether they would join in the war against Hitler, actively declare war, and then say, U.S., send us arms and munitions and we'll help you out, or whether they would just claim, oh my God, our neutrality has been violated. Oh my God, oh my God. And there's a bunch, and the reason Portugal still exists to this day is that there's just a few mountain passes really between Portugal and the rest of Spain. That Portugal, we're talking the Middle Ages, we're talking the 18th century, 19th century, we're able to hold. And you can look at that in the Peninsula War that Britain and France sort of fought with, along with their proxies in Spain and Portugal here during the Napoleonic Wars, that there's just a few, we see, the the blocked borders along, you know, come down, these kind of borders here that you can't cross. Well, some of these should be closed and just have, not like it's continuous, but maybe like you can't necessarily, I'm just pointing this out as a generality, from this province attack this province. You might be able to attack it from here, you might be able to attack it from here, but not from here. So like maybe that border should be sealed or something. So a few of these should be sealed as just being too, mountain pass too much kind of thing, and to move modern armies through. And so there should be some, several spots. And then I don't know what Spain would do. Franco does, is definitely an anti-communist, definitely worried about things. I don't know if he would see the writing on the wall and just declare for America, or feel that, oh my God, the colonials have risen up against us and we must defend Europe against, those nasty colonials, both, Americans, because, Mexico's in the alliance by that point, probably, and some of the other, Latin American countries would probably have joined in. So seeing it as the colonials coming back to take over Europe, he might have gone on Hitler's side, but he might have declared on the other side or whatever. I don't know. But, so the U.S. might have used Spain as a, non-fortress Europe, super defended coastline to invade. But with some of that, being either happening or threatened to happen, we're still looking at what could Germany have won. The Soviet Union, I'm pretty damn sure, would shut down trade with Germany, because it is sending huge amounts of food, huge amounts of resources, huge amounts of oil. I guess, oil and food are resources, but, just general things like steel and tungsten and other stuff are being sent into to Germany, as well as food and oil and all of that. That could just be turned off, boop, and it's off. And then what the hell is Germany going to do? So if Germany does not have access to these resources, and some of them are out here in Ukraine, no, that's not the one I want. It's here. Out here in Ukraine, and you can look at Black Ice, especially I would say Black Ice 3 does for Hearts of Iron 3 does a really good look at it. There's some resources out here that Germany really needs to keep its industry going, as well as food. And if it doesn't get these things, it's going to be in a serious hurt position. So I don't know that Germany is going to win. So I'm not saying it's again, from my perspective, I know there's a few people new around here. And hi, if you're new around here, you can, subscribe. I define warfare into wars into two basic types. One is a warfare of attrition. Okay, we all classically know, the Western Front of World War I, the attritional battles, who's losing more soldiers and equipment faster than the other one. Tactically, positions matter. Are you on the hill looking down at the enemy, or is the enemy up on the hill looking down at you? Yeah, that matters, but really it's just attritional warfare. Guerrilla warfares generally are attritional warfare. The other type of warfare, I categorize it, is maneuver and decision. You maneuver around, you have possibly a battle, and that battle is decisive enough that it concludes the war. And that classic one, of course, would be, Fall Gelb and, Fall Rot, the second half of that intifada, is the invasion of France. France has about as much aircraft, or actually has more aircraft than Germany does, and has about as much aircraft production as Germany does. France has more tanks. We can argue whether the French tanks or the German tanks are better, but France has more tanks. Just France. We're not even adding in little Belgium or, the British, or even, countries like the Netherlands or something. Just France, is better. But because Germany is able to maneuver effectively and at points of important points of contact of fighting are being able to bring overwhelming, firepower and attack at that point of contact. they have decisions, and so the weaker on paper, if you will, of manpower of especially if you look at all of the allies plus the ability to buy weapons and munitions from America, definitely stronger militarily in that sense, but obviously they lose because of all the reasons that we've talked about before. Check out my other videos. It's a battle of maneuver and decision and not attrition. Okay. And wars can shift between those, a war, because this, France is not, we lump all these wars into World War II, and they are connected. But France is defeated. That war is over, in 1940. There's still other wars going on. Russia could have turned out to be a war of maneuver and decision, but Germany just did not have the logistical ability to keep that maneuver up deep enough, far enough into the Soviet Union to keep it a war of maneuver and decision. And had they had that, enough trucks, enough trains, enough aircraft, enough whatever, they could have done that. But the Soviet Union doesn't collapse, and it becomes a war of attrition. Sure, tactics and maneuver does matter, but it is ultimately attritional warfare. So it depends on how you're looking at it, but can a continental power like Germany might be, especially if they've got Norway. Now, Norway is a double-edged sword, because somebody like the U.S. who, can build, portable harbors, and if you've seen, U.S. has at least one, but I think it was 3 big floating dry docks that are so big that they can take the biggest American battleship or the biggest American carrier and get it out of the water. So these are in essence, I think they're barges, because I don't think they can move under their own power. And these floating dry docks, at least the one that I know of, I think there were 3 of them, but they move it out here into the Pacific, so that, once they've conquered some of these Japanese islands, it's out at Guam or not at Iwo Jima, but I really disagree. They wanted to make some of these islands way too big and too many parts. Here's Guam. They move it out to Guam at some point, so it's not even like back in Hawaii. It's moved all the way out to here. So they have, so the American logistical ability, they have a big floating dry dock out here that, so if you have a couple of torpedo holes in a carrier or something, they don't have to get, and it's not sunk, it's damaged but not sunk. They don't have to get it all the way back to U.S. They just got to get it over here to Guam. The thing, can be submerged a bit. You float the ship on it, then it, you pump out the water, and it's big enough to take the weight of a carrier or a battleship with its ammunition and whatnot in there, and get it out of the water and repair it and sink it back down. Oh, and the U.S. Navy also, to get it out to Guam, actually has a ship. I think it's a ship, and that it's big. I mean, maybe a barge that has to be towed. Does have an inch. That all it does is make ice cream. They have a freaking ship that makes I think it's like 500 gallons a day of ice cream. So they've got it, and they bring it out to Guam. The U.S. Navy does. So they're making ice cream out here for the soldiers and sailors. This is the American way of war, people. And it's not, America's soft that they have ice cream. They got to have ice cream to fight. Did you get your ice cream cone today, soldier? It's not that. No, it's that they have the ability to put in the tropics out across the Pacific while they're delivering all the bombs and bullets and bandages that they need. Oh, yeah, we'll throw in an ice cream ship and keep the makings of the makings of the ice cream, the milk and the whatever, being sent out there to make 500 gallons a day. Oh, and battleships. Oh, and submarines. Yeah, American submarines have showers on board them, people. Showers on board them. Some sailors on those submarines get daily showers, particularly the sailors that do are the cooks. They want to keep the cooks clean. But most sailors on there, because they have all submarines, the Germans, the Americans, the British, because they need to put their wet batteries and they need to top off the water in the batteries. So they all have distilling machines, that take salt water and turn it into fresh water. But the Americans have so many distilling machines on their submarines that generally, and they're short showers, but generally speaking, most sailors on those submarines get 2 showers a week. But not only do they have showers on their submarines, they have ice cream makers on their submarines. And they also have high priority for their submarines to get in sort of a prepackaged formula to make sure, and they talk about some, oh shit, the submarine's getting ready to leave from some port in Australia to go up there. Oh shit, they don't have any more of the ice cream stuff. Well, we'll fly it in and they'll meet up here to then, when they're going on north and get them their ice cream. So they keep ice cream enough for 75 days at sea, ice cream. And they have, a small ice cream maker on their submarines. And the battleships and the aircraft carriers also have ice cream makers on their ships. And again, they keep enough flowing of supplies to keep them having ice cream on their ships. Not everybody necessarily gets ice cream every day, but again, and yes, it may seem like America is soft, but it tells you the logistical capabilities of America in fighting wars globally. And that is important. And that is important. And I will get to the chat here in a minute. Hello, MMDB and everyone. I'll get to the chat here in a minute. So the logistical ability of America is great. So yes, if you're Germany and you have Norway, which we did not invade this time, the U.S., with support from Britain, has the ability to attack in Narvik. Germany does not have the ability to respond to that attack. Oh, certainly they may have a few divisions up here, and they did. Some in Narvik and some down in Trondheim down here, and other places. They did. I think it was 3 Panzer divisions, old, out-of-date Panzers mostly, by 1944. But I think it was 3 Panzer divisions in Norway that weren't down, somewhere to fight against the Allies later and just ended the war up here in Norway. That having that set up there, Germany might be able to respond down here, aircraft flying, ferrying in troops and troop ships coming in here. But they can't respond up here, and the U.S. can fly in and get enough aircraft to probably hold. So this could become, if the Soviet Union is not at war, another avenue attack. So this is a double-edged sword for Germany having it up here. So, can Germany keep this a war of maneuver and decision in the sense that whenever there's a serious attack on the continent of Europe or whatever, be able to, at that locality, be able to move in enough forces to crush the invasion force, no matter how many divisions are sitting back in the United Kingdom or sitting back in America? Maybe. But the U.S., along with, again, the various colonial empires of France, and including the colonial empire, like I say, of France, out here that is producing things, and definitely the British colonial empire, the attrition warfare is generally going to go on the Allied side to wear down Germany. So, and then, of course, if you have nuclear weapons, Germany loses. It just does. So yeah, not attacking attacking the Soviet Union was disastrous, but so was the invasion of Poland. It was disastrous for Germany. Okay, let's see. Let's look back here. Thanks, Flexible. Sad reality is a lack of readiness and not enough state-run industry at a sufficient scale can chug the war economy along. Yeah. How close to home also war matters. Yes, absolutely. As well as the logistics system. Yep, absolutely. Ice cream is important for morale. Oh, absolutely, especially in places like the tropics. Yes, ice cream is good. MMDB is why you made using airplanes high altitude showers is important to keep crabs. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But see, the Germans basically didn't have bathing on their U-boats. So, well, I mean, they'd bathe in salt water and maybe, I don't think they had showers, but I think they, get water and wash themselves, fresh water, wash themselves down once in a while. But it's not like Americans with their things. Submarines used to be called pig boats due to how they didn't have any such luxuries in World War One on the German side. Yeah, yeah, German subs were nasty, but also part of it is the American fleet subs. That's what we're talking about. The sort of Vallejo and Gato class submarines. They're designed to operate for 75 days. So leaving, someplace like Hawaii. Sometimes they would leave from San Francisco, and actually, if you're going to be up here, it's because of the way the globe is, it's quicker to come here than it is to go down to here and then to here. So yeah, sometimes they would take this route if they were going to sort of be operating up in Japan area, in Japan, as opposed to operating down. If you're operating down in the sort of central Pacific, if you will, and South Pacific, yeah, it's better to operate out of Hawaii, and then they were also operating out of Australia in significant numbers. But they're talking 75 days. They're talking submarines that are designed for the Pacific scale of war, not the German submarines, which are really mostly designed for operating in half of the Atlantic. And yeah, they can come over here for brief periods of time. And yeah, they developed the Melch cow, the submarine without torpedo tubes, to come out here and refuel and give more food to the submarines to try to keep them operating. And yeah, there were a few long-range ones that the Germans did make that did operate down here, but they were mostly designed to operate here for shorter durations of time. I don't specifically know the time scale, but so they weren't set up for being out of I don't know. I'm just going to throw out a number like 30 days, 40 days instead of 75 days. So yeah, wash up a bit, and it's also a lot cooler up here as opposed to being in the South Pacific. So we lost a total of 4 aircraft here, and they lost a destroyer in that engagement. I don't know if that's a good exchange rate. So yeah, so I would think the fleet submarines are cool. Now the German submarines are more maneuverable because they're smaller and they can, dive a bit faster. And there's some good points with the German submarines. They're, everything needs to be designed for a particular function, right? So if you're looking at like a coastal submarine, yeah, it's not that hard to throw into even a coastal submarine a design of a shower. It's a small box that you get in and water sprinkles down on you. And if you have, you're not necessarily taking, daily showers. Like I say, the only people that were, generally speaking, taking daily showers were the cooks to keep them clean on an American submarine. And everyone else was sort of, like 2 a week or something rationed out. Under at least normal circumstances. And so, yeah, you need to have, like I say, a distillery on there to distill water to keep the batteries topped up. So, yeah, it's not that hard on a coastal submarine, like I say, to have a shower and rotate some people through. But because you're making it small, you're talking about going out for 20 days and coming back because there's only like 3 or 4 days, of getting out to where you're supposed to be, and then you loiter around here looking for enemies, and then you come home, and that's what it's designed to be. You don't need, especially if you're also looking in the Atlantic, North Atlantic here particularly, you don't need ice cream machines, because you can give them ice cream once they come back into port. You don't have to do all that stuff as you design. So I'm not suggesting that the Germans did wrong by not having showers, ice cream machines, and air conditioning on your submarines because, again, they were operating in certain environments and not in other environments. But I do look at that as for America, where the Japanese, I don't know for sure, because I don't know all the model types, but I don't think they had showers on their submarines. That doesn't mean, again, that they're not producing enough water to, have a bucket and a, washcloth and towel themselves down a few times a week, which can use a lot less water than a shower. But I don't think they have showers. I'm pretty sure they don't have ice cream machines, and I know they don't have, because I know of only one um, Japanese vessel, and it was noted as there's only one Japanese vessel that had air conditioning on board uh, in World War II. So they did not have air conditioning and operating in the same environments. So it's partially the Americans' production ability, it's partially the Americans' design ability, partially the Americans' logistical ability to fight a global war that I highlight these things um, as being a important factor in analyzing um, who would eventually win between Germany and America in a global war, when Germany at least is basically being defensive, as opposed to we're not presuming in a global war Germany is invading the continental United States, so Germany is generally on the defensive. Let's see. Yeah, space matters. The amount of crew space, less automation, more crew, longer line use in restrooms. Yes. Have gamers seen the bug juice machines on modern subs? No, I've not necessarily seen that. Vitamin drink ones, many U.S. subs are so roomy. Yeah, oh yeah. Well, now the Soviets, with their big, huge, what is it, Typhoon class ballistic submarines, had actually swimming pools inside of them, small ones, but swimming pools. Now, partly it was justified for crew comfort, but partially it was also justified because that was just the water supply. If you're at, because they do have a certain amount of uh, the ability, because nuclear submarines, people, they're steam submarines. Okay, they're steam engines. They use the nuclear power to generate steam heat. So they need a certain amount of water. I don't know how much of a distillery they have. They, generally speaking, can stay under for a long, long time. So it's part of water reserves. Um, yeah, you can get a lot of space on some of the big nuclear submarines. Got so much energy. Yeah, they can make so much fresh water. Yeah, so yeah, they got comfort like that. But then again, see, even more so, those submarines, and I was just there's a Subbrief, a very good YouTube channel called Subbrief, if you want to look it up. He is a former um, uh, crewman on a nuclear submarines in the American Navy, and has continued to be a consultant to sub development and whatnot. But he also has a YouTube channel that he talks about naval affairs, particularly those regarding submarines, but just generally naval affairs. And he's talked about at times the difficulty of people being on modern submarines, and that they go down and stay down for much of the time, and so you're not seeing, um, the sky, the sun getting out, being congested with the same group of people always, and have yeah, Subbrief Jive Turkey, yeah, um, have congested with the same group of people that do have morale problems, because they can be out for 6 months or more at a time out there, tired of failing in Hoi 4. Well, sorry, General Skaven. I don't know. I don't know, what countries you're playing or whatnot. It's a challenging game. It depends on what things. He is the only white boy in his class, so he is nicknamed Jack Turkey. Okay, I didn't know that particularly. It's important to keep, yeah, crew busy on patrols. Absolutely. Okay. Well, actually, let's end this episode. I want to thank you all for watching. I'll be back next time for more, yes, even more Hearts of Iron. Okay, we'll just save this here and continue on. Save game. Right. Well, Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 with my continuing look at Black Ice for Hearts of Iron 4. Oh, watchboard. No, I'm not ending the stream. I'm just making. Then we're starting to make another episode because I want to keep these episodes from getting too long. I do want to try to take Alexandria, but we're not doing it. Okay. Message from Vichy France: change your diplomatic status with cancel non-aggression pact. Okay. Prestige increases of the world stage. Returning countrymen. Okay. Well, Vichy France has canceled its non-aggression pact. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or whatnot. Vichy France wants to negotiate war payments. No. I know the U.S. are here, but no. Okay, now we've gotten a bunch of, well, we just used up a bunch of food that we had been up to 17. Oh boy, well, we're getting more food production. Engine production capacity, right. We are currently, people, working on preparing for a long winter war with the Soviet Union. So that's going to take another, 55 days. So we're going to probably need some more engine factories to deal with more of our trucks, our trains, our tanks, and other things. So let's add 2 of those. Let's look at industrial farms because, again, I'm not comfortable. We're not plummeting downward, but I'm not comfortable with the levels of food production right now. Let's look at, we can see where radar is helping. You know, it's helping a little bit out here. Well, let's look at air power. Yeah, we're mostly winning over Germany. The air war, that is. And even in there we have decent radar coverage. So, if, as we plan on invading the Soviet Union, we will need supplies moving forward. Okay, we can see 60, 60, 60, 60. That means we have level 3 railroads to those supply points. Okay, here we have a 40 supply point, and that is not enough. Now, can I build? I think I can build some. Okay, a 40 supply point to here. Don't know how important that is way back there. I just don't know whether I want to try to connect everything down here for German supplies running to there, or if I'm going to push down here just fast enough that this becomes unnecessary. I just don't know. Here we have level 3 railroad, which I'm pretty sure there's a railway supply thing there. Well, I know there's sort of an easy way to do this, but let's, I'm not sure of it at the moment. Okay, let's come from here to here, here to here. No, no, straight up north like that. Yeah, we'll see about taking the sort of northern route. Okay, we'll do that for now. Those should build quick, but those are a lot. Yeah, so we have just almost enough engine production capacity. So let's do this. Keep this going. Yeah, we are retreating back out of here. Yeah, Mexico has now joined the Allies. Oh, goody. Now, my plan was, if you can see how well I've done. Oh, we lost a couple of transports. Was to, ooh, we took out 2 subs. Was to take and secure the Mediterranean, but Britain has a rather larger force back here. These guys, and they're fairly good shape. So let's see if we can go. Charge. Charge, charge, charge. And we get in there before they reinforce. And then can Italy hold a rear? Oh. Nobody's asked for shipbuilding cooperation. Okay. Available. We still have insufficient engine capacity, which I'm not surprised. Um, hmm. We could do recon equipment, I guess. I don't know. And bringing your forces to bear. See, they're able to move up enough forces fast enough that we don't crush them. Now, this is, I would say, partially my fault in that we don't necessarily have good divisions here. It's like the 7th Panzer Division is fucked up order of battle. Okay, stop attacking the Italians. So when they counterattack, we will still have some organization. Improved infantry, anti-tank weapons, very nice. Where is that slot? Okay. Let's come back to things here. Okay, we are in 42. No, I didn't want to do that. Okay, multiple vaccines. We can't do that one yet. We could do industrial fertilizer. 77 days, which modify industrial farm resource output by +1. Again, Germany already had that, but we will do this to keep our food rationing going. Okay, we now have good guns for our Tigers. We could do those. We could do the Oust M chassis. Do we have over here torsion bar, double torsion bar, electrical transmit? Yeah, that we have to do that 79 days before we can get to Tiger 1, Arno. Assembly line production, very nice. Okay, we can look out here. What's that? Advanced steel alloys, steel output. Okay. Electric arc furnace, steel alloys, cool. Aluminum industry, okay. Uh, Production costs down, refinery construction speed improved. We could do excavation. We got a choice of one of these. I don't know if we want to look at that. Now, okay, food, we're already doing that over there. So, okay, new power plant design, which would maximum fuel fraction for energy production plus 10%, power plant construction speed plus 20%. Or we can do power plant production capacity, so each power plant does 6% more, and maximum fuel fraction for energy production is plus 10%. So more, build them faster, or the ones we have work better is our choices there. They're looking at that. Chemical industry, lack of resource penalty minus 2%, factory output 4%, supply and controlled states, so more supply. Okay. Synthetic rubber. Output, that's useful. Now we're using 92% of our available energy. We had been down in the 80s. So I think what we'll do is we'll increase efficiency of our current factories instead of making more. Easier, quicker, better. Okay, well, let's see. We sunk a submarine. We sunk 2 transports. And we sunk a escort. And over there, the Italians lost a transport. Okay, good. Improved light artillery. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Because we have been failing, I am going to convert and convert, which will reduce down our abilities here. Okay. Yes, upgrade the 4th and form the 6th. Okay, so that reduces Rommel's strength there a bit, but gives us this order of battle a template, which is very good there for the 4th. There's Manstein is down there. Okay, Manstein could use this. And over here, the 20th now. Fair division, all right. We'll give it to Manstein. Boat's plane crash. Hope he survives. Politics. Okay. Well, let's look at our ministers right now. Okay, we're, I think, doing okay. Let's see. We can activate. We can upsize the Liebstandarte to motorized. We can turn that into a Panzer Grenadier division. Or Polizei. Looks like all we can do for them. Oh, okay. We can get another SS brigade here. It looks like. Okay, now SEP's command is going to be a lot more. Let's
Ausrücken! Achtung!
What does this brigade look like? Okay, just a brigade of infantry. Fine.
Bereit! Ausrücken! Achtung!
And Polizei being a grenadier unit. Motorized, basically. A little bit of half tracks there. Good. All right. Yep. All right.
Ausrücken!
Will you play War in the East on this channel? Well, well, I did put one episode up very recently. Now, those were originally played over on Slitherine's channel, though I made recordings, and I will be putting more up there. Quite honestly, it comes down to that it hurts my channel in that not enough people watch it. A few years ago now, when War in the East 2 originally came out, I tried with my friend Exergen, but shall we say mostly it was life circumstances for both of us. We were trying to do a cooperative campaign, and that we were both going to be on, and although because you can't do co-op with the game, I was going to be controlling the mouse, but he was going to help organize and help plan and do that. And we were going to do the whole grand, invasion and not just scenarios. So, we could put you on transport. Yeah, go fast. I would like to, but, if something, I don't make this series to just please me and 5 other people. So, synthetic rubber. Yeah, I mean, synthetic rubber looks really nice. Make sure we have enough of that. Okay, so now we've gotten some of the factories up and going, or the engine plants, because we're no longer needing those. But we're getting a few more coming in. So our current extra engine production capacity is 53. We are using 463 capacity. So, yeah, let's throw in 5 trucks. So that's sort of the thing. And YouTube does not do a good job at, say, I make a series even of videos on War in the East 2, and getting them out to new people who watch War in the East 2 on other people's channels, but who don't watch my channel. They don't do a good job of it. And unfortunately, most of my viewers don't want to watch because they don't play War in the East 2. I find, and I don't think it's wrong, but definitely a lot of people only, where I actually sort of, some of the games I watch are games that I don't play. Because if I played them, I would spend time playing them, but they're things that I'm sort of interested in, and I don't necessarily watch a lot of other YouTubers, but I do watch a bit. The weekly stability +20, which will help us. I know we're back up there, but we did trigger a thing. Fuel consumption up 43. Well, let's do large submarine factories, only 31 days. One of the 5 who prefer it over Hearts of Iron. Yeah, MNDB. And indirect coal liquefaction. And so here's my current philosophy. No matter how much it hurts my channel, and I have to, I wonder, and I, for the thumbnails definitely matter, but sometimes I make different enough that they're recognizably different, but they're in the same style, shall we say. And sometimes I'll get 1,000 to 2,000 views on a video, and then I'll go along and get just 200-300 views on a video, 200-300 views, and figure only of that, only about 5 to maybe 10%, it varies, actually watch the whole. Now these are long videos, obviously, but well 5 to 10% that watch half or more of the video. So if there's 200 people watching or check out the video, there's normally at least that for Hearts of Iron, often 300-400. But if there's 200 people, that means there's only 20 that fully watch the video. Sort of depressing numbers. And so when I have, and because I can look at how much, and most people who don't only watch maybe like 10% or less of a video. Well, if it's an hour video, that's 6 minutes of video. So I mean, it's not that they're not watching it all; they're just checking things out. So they're watching some of it, and I know I do long videos and whatnot. And so when I do a Strategic Command or War in the East or some other game that I love, and I get 79, 150, whatever views, okay, yeah, and that's like 5-10%. It's somewhere in 5 to 10% will fully watch the video. So that's 5 to 15 people that fully watch those videos. They don't comment on them because I don't get 10 comments on a video. Even saying hi. Because if 10 people, now I may get a 10% like, so even if there's just 100 people there, I may get 10 likes on that video. That's nice. But so even if the 10 people that may, let's just theoretically say, fully watch that video, 1 or 2 of them care enough to write a comment out. And comments feed the algorithm, and maybe I should promote that up more, which I'm sort of doing by now by complaining about it. And so the which would feed the algorithm, which you get a few more people, which might get a few more comments, which might grow the video a bit more. And I know that because I'm not consistently daily pumping out War in the East or Strategic Command or one of those other games, that those that might check out my channel daily who want that content don't. I understand that. But it takes a lot of time to lean in, both my time to make the videos, make the thumbnails, to lean into a game. And if the game doesn't, and if the videos don't do as well, they drag other videos on the channel down. So it's not just that video. So it's just, do I really want to try to be, and I've watched some people come up and do really well in recent time, say playing Strategic Command, and they're getting, a couple hundred views on that. And that's what they're focusing on. And I don't know, presumably they're getting similar retention, but maybe they have a more dedicated game fan base to that video. So they might get higher retention. And this isn't really complaining as much as explaining. And so I look at that and go, you know, even if I don't change my focus, because I have enough time to say add another game to this channel, as a every other day or daily or whatever video doing it. I could do that. That wouldn't be that hard. But what game is it going to be? Because if I'm jumping around between 2 or 3 or 4 games, it isn't doing that. So building up a watch base for a particular game. And so, what game is it going to be? What's that watch base going to be like? And sort of build this. And now I do want people to, give inputs like, hey, like I want to know that MNDB wants to watch or wants to watch War in the East too, and that's very good to know. And so I want people to put their input in of what they want to see. So it's that sort of thing. Is do I put in the effort to build up a watch base for a particular game? And I'll tell you, a lot of what I do this for is to interact, whether live or just make videos, and talk about World War II. Whether it's talking about, a particular gun, it could be like a rifle or a tank gun, an anti-tank gun, or whatever you want to say. Talk about that, or talk about the politics, of the period. And, I want to talk about all these different facets of, like, ice cream machines on submarines. Hey, Mauricio, how you doing? You're going to do expand Kundestor? I don't know what that is. I don't know Kundestor. I don't know Kundestor right offhand. I'm little. You got me off base there. You need to explain what that is. Maybe I know, but just not recognizing it. I'm not sure. So that's what sort of Hearts of Iron, and as much as whether you play Hearts of Iron or not, I hope I'm getting a certain amount of people that may not ever want to play, whether it's Black Ice or Hearts of Iron, generally speaking, but they like my chatter about World War II. They want to see how I do in the game. Am I winning or losing? And sort of watching it as a watching sport of playing a game, even though they're not playing it, because they may be playing one of these too while they're watching / listening on another monitor, while playing their game. At least I hope people will do something like that. And so what I've sort of decided to do is mostly focus on Hearts of Iron, whether Hearts of Iron 3 or Hearts of Iron 4 as the big games, and then highlight other games like Strategic Command, like War in the East, like Combat Mission, like whatever I do, and put those videos up periodically to hopefully to get people who want to watch that content and hear me talk about World War II, but also to show off to my general viewing base other games. And I do have a fantasy strategic game that I've been given by the creator of Warplan. Hi, Alvaro. I know you're not watching, but hi. That he gave me like a beta or whatever game of it out to promote, and it's been a few weeks that maybe a month or more now that he's sent me it. I do want to make some videos to highlight his game, and so I want to highlight these other games out there that. Yeah, and it is sort of a medieval fantasy, but it's a strategy sort of game, and I gotta look into it a little bit more. That if you're a core historical game player, you're not going to be interested in it. But if you're and it sort of looks sort of like Warplan in many ways. If you want sort of a fantasy strategy game, you might be interested. And whether as a favor to him, and I want to do it as a favor to him, but also as a favor to the viewers, is you get to know about this game. Now, you may go and look at it and go, hey, that ain't for me. And that's cool. I'm not trying to sell, get you to buy his game. I want to highlight to you his game, and you get to see something that is out there. And is it good? Is it bad? Is it for you? Is it not for you? And you get to find out. So that's sort of what I want to do. And so even if that does hurt the YouTube metrics for my channel, I look at that as a I think, something good because I want to do it for you, the viewers, so you know what's going on. And because I like these other games and I like to play them. So I will do that. So we will do, I know I have another episode ready of War in the East 2, and I can continue the scenario that we started. Sort of kind of been looking at my schedule and with Slitherine if they wanted me to make more more streams for them on that, and it doesn't seem like it. So I was sort of waiting to see if they did, so I just could pick up where I left off and continue on. But I very well may sort of continue the scenario out that I started on Slytherine's channel and complete it here. So yeah, we probably will see, because I know there's at least one more episode that is made that hasn't been released, and we'll probably make 2 or 3 more episodes on that at some point. So yeah, you will see it. So don't, do at least, check back once a week or something on my channel to see if something like that comes out and that you want to watch. Yeah, and if you don't want to watch Hearts of Iron, fine. I know you're here now, but fine, other videos. I'm not trying to force somebody to watch everything I make. I'm just trying to, make stuff you're interested in. And what did Washboard say? From what I've learned, a lot of people watch videos during dinner so they get 30 minutes of time. Yeah, people with smartphones, absolutely. Playing, but while watching Twitch, taking turns with friends, listening to commentary. Yeah, that's the kind of, I hope, because I know I'm doing long form videos, and it takes a lot to edit videos, guys. It really does, including, though I do have newer, faster, computer now, but still it ties up. Even if it's just 30 minutes to, once I get done editing it, to then render it out, it's 20 or 30 minutes that will tie my computer up. And so I can't do anything on my computer for that 20 or 30 minutes much. I might be able to do a little bit. But so it takes a lot of time to edit videos. And yeah, healthcare improvement, monthly population 1%. We'll do that because we are worried about population size. And so that's some of the reason I do, long form, because I like talking, but, I could edit it down to like half the length and still have most of the stuff I want to say there. But will that, and yeah, if I just edited and made 2 videos a week, would I get 10 times, 20 times the views on it? Maybe. It's just a lot of work, so I haven't been doing that. Maybe I should be, but, so yeah. And so I know this is not for everybody, and it's sort of like, I sort of think of as the videos, I really quite honestly think of them as sort of background noise and background visuals while whether it's Hearts of Iron or some other game, you're playing, you're doing stuff, and it's just there, and you get to like, oh, hey, what is Gamer talking about today? So I understand people's complaining about pop-ups, but that pop-up that happened is what I just like. I want the pop-ups to come over here because I'm mostly going to click in the center. What is Dashreich looking like? Okay, where are we? I don't know. Okay, we could do electric transmission. Yeah, that's advanced tank armors. Let's do electric transmission. Bombing has been hurting us. We do not have enough trains for our current needs. Company combat medics. Now, see, again, like I say, this playthrough is mostly looking at... Oh, this is probably the thing that popped up. Okay, that I dismissed without... Oh no, this was company combat medics. Okay, weekly war support. That would be nice. We have enough to spend the 100 on it, I think. We'll get it done faster. So, we do not have enough transports right now from logistical bombing and other things for our trains. And we can see us what we currently need, 460 to 61, and we have 454 right now. Okay, so let's look at air because it's right now. So right now they're bombing into Germany, and let's just get you. We don't need to even have that. There is a fiction. These are interceptors. We're gonna disband this unit. Not just hold their wings, but I want to, yeah. I'm not making interceptors anymore, so we're just killing that. We are making these heavy fighters to sort of work as interceptors, which I would consider those what Germany thought of as interceptors. Okay, well, we're getting overwhelmed with air power. Not that the Americans shouldn't be overwhelming us with air power, but they are. Deploy clearly superior Fokker. Yeah, or not. I don't think superior means what you think it means. See if we add to this force. Attack with that as well. Oh, alright, Cairo conference. Yeah, good thing we're making some more rubber. We're doing some more rubber stuff. Prepare for long winter war. Winter logistics. Very good. Still just March. Second Vienna Award. Well, we're getting close to going war with the USSR. Wow. Oh, we can't do war with. We get the anti-Comintern pack. So let's do anti-Comintern pack now. Okay, we're doing the anti-Comintern pack. How are our training and logistics coming on? Okay, we almost have this one division ready. And better artillery. Okay, so better fighters. We just got these guys. Yeah, let's do better. Close air support designs, and I forget what the other one we just got here. Okay. A better heavy air unit. Okay. Well, I think we're going to do better cannons. Okay, yeah, we can use people. Oh, Bulgaria lost some transport. What the hell are they doing with transports up there? I don't know. Some things are a mystery to me. Okay, our 11th Panzer Division here. Yeah, let's give it to who's up here. I think yeah, he's out here. Okay. Well, let's move you to here because we are seeing a bit of supply problems there. Infrastructure works very good. That one there. Okay. Railway construction speed 4%. Yes, we like that. Weekly stability. Okay. Yeah, that's the one we're going to do here. Because I think we are building, yes, we are building a lot. Oh, we're also repairing a bunch of railways out. Being bombed to hell. Yeah. Okay, let's go here. Okay, we're coming to here. Okay. Danzig corridor. Let's see. No, I want to get rid of this. We need to go. We want to go to here. Here. Straight north. Straight north. There we go. That way, once we don't want to do 5. No, let's just minus 1 level there. We want to get to there. Although I know our supply points are back here, but we will hopefully soon be capturing ones further forward, as we can see here, and then build a few railway links to there and whatnot. Yes, yes, I know we could build new fighters. Let's come and do that. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put you on rails. We're going to send you down to... I think we're going to reinforce out in Tunisia. Because we very well may be having a naval landing out there. And yes, we'll also send you down there too. We can't take Alexandria, etc., etc. British Malay has capitulated. Okay. Rubber. Make sure we are currently utilizing all of our synthetic rubber plants that we have. 8 out of 8. 10 out of 10 for synthetic fuel. We could do a lot more aluminum, but we don't need more aluminum right now. We could do more steel. We don't need more steel right now. Import. Well, I don't want to import. Well, we could do rubber from some of these others, but is it worth? I don't know if it's worth it for 3. Maybe it is, or 2. It was, yeah. Okay, anti-common turn pact. Now we could war with the Soviet Union. March 31. Well, April. April's the time to attack. I think, well, no, it's maybe a bit more May. So what can we do? And that is 42 days. What sort of shorten? I think I may know. Let's see about some of the 42 expansion here. 14 days. Yes, let's do that. Very large submarine pen production thingy. Okay. And let's finish off with large ship factories. Oh, getting a lot of action down here. Bunch of it inconclusive, but we see battleships 5. Okay, we took out 9 British transports and a destroyer. Those 2 American submarines, British transport, and 6 planes. Inconclusive transports. German transport lost. Okay. Italy demands air base out here. Oh boy. We need is more trains. Well, we're going to reduce that down. We're going to increase heavy transport trucks to match that, to get more trains in production like we are looking at here. 2.5 per week. We're losing more. Okay, well, I think we're going to end this episode here. Gone on long enough. Thank you so much for watching, but I want to particularly thank Tim, Strongarm, Niagro, Timothy, Sir Toyjet, Gary, Garrett, Marcus, Folk, and the great Hoffmanator for support over on Patreon. But what I only ask anyone to do is to lick the like button. They're tasty. If you're new around, smash the subscribe button. And of course, it really helps the algorithm if you post comments. So if you would post a comment, I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. See you next time for more, yes, even more Hearts of Iron. And MG42 or MP40. Okay. 2. Well, there's a problem here right now. 1, let me just come up to a universal slot here. I have not done these, mostly because we don't have the units that are you need to enable assault infantry to make these equipment useful. But IC costs 6 or 0.6, right? 0. IC costs. Okay, so these are the same. Cost doesn't go up. Now, oh, actually cost is going down. Wow, I didn't know that they were going down because I did not check these. Now, the other is, and I may be going to be surprised. Cost 60, cost 55. Yeah, you see, this is, and what was it? Shift and I could do too? Yes, okay. There we go. Thanks, whoever told me. Okay. This is my problem, and it definitely stems from the base game, but Black Ice hasn't fixed this. Well, maybe let me do it this way because we read from here. So an MG34 and MG42. they're both very, very good machine guns. I could argue as a battlefield tactical principle, either one being better than the other. Okay, Alexander, I can argue that the MG34 is better. I can argue that the MG42 is better. So, okay, those are arguable. That's an arguable thing. Why did Germany go from an MG34 to an MG42? There's only really one reason. This is cheaper to make. Okay, cheaper to make. More stamping. They both have a quick change barrel. Yes, the MG42 barrel is quicker to change, but they both have a quick change barrel. They're both Germany is trying to do a general purpose or universal machine gun, to have just one machine gun and not have a heavy, a medium, and a light. They're trying, they have a small drum that holds a belt, not a real magazine in the sense of a magazine feed. It's a magazine that it holds a belt, for 75 rounds to be a light machine gun, or you use it with the tripod, or you use it with with the bipod, or you use it with the bipod with a 250 round ammo can to feed it as sort of a medium machine gun, or you put it on a tripod or quad pod. They had several different models set up that have a built-in recoil buffer and other kinds of things to keep it all steady and to turn it into sort of a heavy support machine gun. So they're trying to do this one, and then of course you stick them on vehicles and other things. The Luftwaffe does its own thing for its own guns. Sometimes they're using MG34s, sometimes they're using MG13s and other machine guns, partially because they are properly magazine fed, so that they're easier to change one-handed or whatever while you're flying around to change the magazine, and two, they have a higher cyclic rate. They shoot faster, about as fast as these guys shoot. So, trying to do one machine gun at least for the Army that does everything. That's what they're trying to do. Now, obviously, they keep. My understanding is they keep this in production until the end of the war, but they've added this as well. Some factories, I think, switch over, and other factories just add more to it. But they do this one because this is a lot less machining work, a lot less constructive work. I do believe, I don't have all the details, but I do believe this takes less metal than this one. But notice this goes from 1 steel to 2 steel. Okay, 1 steel to 2 steel. That I think is wrong, because this is the equal to or less metal. Right. So that is a incorrect element. And my understanding, and no, I haven't gone and looked at every nation. Let's do that. Let's do this. I want to do this. Let's just do this. I want to see what it looks like here. Can I? No, I don't think I can see their production tree. Their focus tree. Well, no, never mind. I'm not switching over right now. Maybe do it later. But they've come in and they've developed this these tailored for a lot of elements, tailored. This is specifically for Germany. This is all tailored, and you may want to argue, oh, this isn't tailored. This is just flavored. You could argue that, yeah, but I'm arguing you're doing enough other details, so I would not change. So we know this takes less production cost, and since they've gone in and maybe copied and pasted from some Wikipedia article or whatever, this information here, and obviously they have. I don't know if this comes from Hearts of Iron or whether this is Black Ice and these different pictures, but whatever it is, however much effort, it wouldn't be that hard for a nation like Germany to tailor some of these around here. So construction costs, so steel shouldn't be any more, and construction cost should be less. Now you go, oh, but these are greater defense and these are greater soft attack and reliability and whatnot. Well, like I could say, we could argue back and forth on which is better between the two guns, and they're going to be damn close, damn close. Maybe on the battlefield within this game, it's worth the extra production cost and the extra whatever. That very well may be true, these minor improvements, but this to me smacks as unreality. But also what my concern is, let's look here. Now we have a huge number of machine guns, a bunch of old MG30s. Okay, but it does not look like I have any extra. These are even worse, whatever these are. Yeah, shows. Well, reliability should be way down on those. But yeah, again, some of these, okay, MG34s. So we have 430 extra. Well, if we get into the Soviet Union, we're going to, not as bad as it used to be, but we're going to grind through a lot of this material. And I don't know how quickly we'll grind through our reserve of 16,000 machine guns and 100,000 infantry equipment, and whether I should be, and I very well maybe should be, training up more units. I'm not arguing I shouldn't. I very well should be, even with this production level. So the question is it more important to have fewer better machine guns or just more machine guns? So that is, I don't know, because I really haven't with this current version of the game gone in and invaded the Soviet Union to see my attrition levels on equipment as opposed to attrition levels on manpower. Are we going to burn through the stuff fast or not? And Arno's been, hey, why don't I sell the old equipment? Well, I don't know if 60 days into the invasion of the Soviet Union, I'm going to use up all my new equipment and want my old equipment just as replacement equipment up there. I don't know. If I knew, I would have an answer like, oh, this is why I don't sell it, or this is why I should sell it, because then I would know. So this is for me very much a learning process. Is sort of that, Alexander, is why I have it. So I have disagreements over whether it's, I know not everything is tailored for each nation, because we can look here, and the aircraft is specifically German and whatnot, and the tanks. But I would argue also, not just for Germany, but looking at some of the other nations that I know, the U.S. was simplifying manufacturing. When they did improvements to artillery pieces, it wasn't that it was the artillery piece was going to, do any more damage. It was to be cheaper to make. And so the sort of incremental costs going up for better stats, I reject. And since they've done such good, I would guess better to prioritize a stockpile over taking production hits to have only slightly better equipment. Yes. Hello, Canvas Writer. How you doing? Yeah, and so that's what I'm doing here. And I'm only been playing this on Saturday mornings just because other things in life have been distracting me. Some of it computer gaming, but so I have not been maybe playing this as much as I should to really learn, because they're, like I say, and I've been titling the new economy, the idea that food's in the game, and how much, well, it takes, and I've got 2 left here, and we're now, again, positively, we had been at 16%, now we're at 18%, extra rations or whatever, so we're climbing back up. But how much economy do I put into making, industrial farms versus military factories versus engine factories versus railroads versus radars? Radars will help we are losing right now over many places, and if I had, this is the quickest way I know, we do have radar here, or no, we don't have radar there, but we have radar down here, we have radar out here, we can see the areas that it is supposedly affecting and giving us benefits in our, fighter abilities here. Should I be building more of these and not worrying about factories? Or, and you may go, oh, well, you need the factories. Yeah, but if I win the air war, I won't have factories being hit by bomb damage. So if I had better radar and my, win-loss ratio was better, and also if my win-loss ratio is better, I don't have to produce as many aircraft. So factories can be prioritized for other things potentially. So you have all of that going in. And this is what I'm looking at with this economy. Here is, how much should I be building on, factories versus radars versus all these things like I just went through, and do that. So I am really, I don't have good programs, for you. And, back in the moderately early days with Hearts of Iron 4, I could tell you what, kind of basic balance, what you needed. And definitely with Hearts of Iron 3, I had it down pretty damn good for the Black Ice game there. So, and I know they've been making improvements and changing last year or two that I haven't been playing it. But, so I'm just trying to figure this out. So that's what I'm looking at. But with that, I think we're going to call it a day here. I know it's only just been a little over 2 hours. But my throat is sort of giving out a bit here. So I want to thank Washboard, Alexander, Canvas Writer, Mauricio, MMDB, if you're still around, General Scaven, Arno, of course, who's a great moderator and whatnot. And I don't know, Old Flexible might still be around. I don't know. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. We will be back tomorrow with War Thunder. So, oh, Toyjet's here. Well, hello, Toyjet. Good to have you here. And hopefully Toyjet may be joining us tomorrow, and Arno joining us tomorrow for some War Thunder. And I don't think I'm streaming for Slitherine next week. Don't think so. Or it's like Friday. I'm not sure. But it's definitely not Monday. So, yeah. So thanks to everyone. Do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Be back tomorrow or, of course, next weekend. So see you all then. Have a good day.